What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, man. I'm excited to get into it. Got a lot of opportunity this week, y'all. Last week the markets was tripping a little bit, so we definitely got some opportunity. Last week the markets, they pretty much was just in a super decline as far as USD, and so we really didn't get a lot of retracement last week. I didn't actually take any trades last week. I kind of sat on my hands and things like that, but this week, y'all, we got a lot of opportunity. This is NFP week, so the markets are going to be extremely volatile. Just make sure that you guys govern yourselves accordingly to the news, and man, we're gonna be A1. We're gonna be A1. Hey, for those who are joining, please hit like and let me know in the chat. Let me know who are joining today. But like I said, we got some great opportunities today, and as y'all can see, the news actually starts tomorrow with USD. We popping off tomorrow. We even got Powell speaking. So a lot of times when Powell speaks, we got a lot of jump off. We got FOMC talks at 10 a.m. Central. So we definitely got a lot of movement on USD. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to start off looking at the monthly. The reason being is because this is a new month. And so we just got a monthly candle to close. So we're going to check and see what the monthly is doing, see if any confluences that we can look at. And then we're going to go ahead and move along with how we usually look at the markets and all of that. And like I said, if you guys have any pairs that you want to see marked up, put them in the chat, and of course I'll always get to them. But we're gonna give everybody about a good couple of minutes to actually hop in and things like that. All right, so but yeah, man, it's gonna be should be a pretty good week, y'all. Definitely looking forward to this week. Also, additionally, y'all, my man Ish, what's going on, man? How was your week, man? Hope you had a pretty good week. Did you take any trades? I know I didn't, man. I kind of sat on my hands. I didn't take any trades last week. But also, let me know if there's any videos that you guys want to see recorded. I can definitely record those. I've been getting a lot of requests about, some, things like what are pips, lot sizes, going back to the basics. And I don't mind recording that because there are a lot of people who are still not in Forex who actually don't know a lot about Forex or the basics or all of that stuff. So in the coming weeks, I'm actually going to be dropping some videos and some YouTube shorts on taking it back to the basics. You know, a lot of that that stuff that new traders, you know, just don't know. And for that matter, a lot of experienced traders that don't know. So definitely gonna get into some of that. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm trying to load my SD card on this Osmo Pocket thing. Make sure we get good footage. There we go. All right. So y'all, you know what? Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Y'all know how we start. We always start off with a royal prayer. So let's go ahead and get into it. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for this day, Lord. I want to thank you for life, health, and strength, Lord. I want to thank you for everyone that's under the sound of my voice. I continue to pray that this particular channel continue to add value. And if it can help just one person become financially free, Lord, that's good enough for me. I want to continue to stay humble. And Lord, I pray that anyone that engages in the market this week, that they'll be more profitable than they were last week, that they'll have patience, that they'll follow their trading plan, that they'll look at the market in its entirety and with clarity, and that they can be successful this week, Lord. And Lord, I ask all these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all, let's get into it, man. I'm excited about today, so I'm ready to get right into it. So check it out, y'all. If we looking at our news for this week, we can see that we got USD popping off at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then we also got, Chairman Powell speaking or whatever. We also got some FOMC talks with Harker speaking. So tomorrow on a Monday that we don't usually trade a lot, we definitely going to have some movement. And then 10:30 that night, we got AUD that's going to be popping off. Going into Tuesday, we got the Swiss franc. We got CPI on that during our London session. And we got USD again. We got JOLTS job openings. That night for the Asian session, we have NZD. All right, and then going into Wednesday, we got Euro. We got President Lagarde speaking. We already know whenever he speaks, we have a lot of movement with the Euro. We got NFP kind of, our pregame, starting off on Wednesday, 7:15 with USD. We have USD at 9 as well. And then we also have some Euro that same morning at 11 a.m. President Lagarde is speaking again. So let's be mindful of that. Going into Thursday, we got the British pound during our London session. We got unemployment claims for USD, and we also got CAD at 9 a.m. 2 a.m. we got the Swiss franc, and then ending it off on Friday for our official NFP, we got CAD and USD taking us away for non-farm payroll. All right, so y'all, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Today I wanted to kind of start with something a little different today. I wanted to start by looking at the DXY. I want to look at the dollar index just to kind of see what it's been doing. So if we're looking at the dollar index from a daily perspective, we can see that the dollar, is bullish right now. If you're looking at the dollar index on a daily, we could see we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and the dollar kind of broke through. So we can kind of tell that we probably are due for some pullbacks, because the dollar index right now is actually tapping into a supply, well, hasn't got up there yet, but the dollar index is creeping up on this supply zone from a daily perspective. So we know that there are going to be a lot of retracements going on this week. So I just wanted us to kind of look at the dollar index, because the dollar right now is at $1.06. You know what I'm saying? So the dollar is actually rising. So we just want to be mindful of that. All right. So we're going to kick it off with EU, and we're going to go to the monthly. And the reason why I want to kind of start from the monthly time frame is because we're going into a new month. We want to see exactly what happened what happened with that monthly candle, where is it sitting and things like that. And right off the bat, just looking at this, just from the untrained eye, I can see that this has stopped at a monthly support. Okay, because if we look at this, let's just say if I take a horizontal ray and I set it right here, we can see we got 1, 2, 3 body closures. We got wicks through here, but we got 3 body closures. And so this level is right, you know, it's kind of close to a bank level of 1.06 thousand. So let's go ahead and put that on there. So if we kind of look at it, that's our bank level right there. All right. But we want to actually look at where price actually stopped. So right here in this level, we know we see that the monthly kind of stopped in this area. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Let me see what that price is. Okay, because I want to move it over, but I don't necessarily want it to be all up in my way. Okay, keep mind that we make sure that we're mindful of what it is. Monthly support. All right, we'll put that on there like that. All right, so let's go to the weekly and kind of see what the weekly is talking about. And so with the weekly, we can see that the weekly kind of, you know, took out some liquidity in this area here and then kind of gave us a nice little pushback and kind of closed here. Okay, so if we go to the daily, one of the things that we noticed on the daily is that we had a break of structure here. Okay, and then price decided to stop right in this area and ended with a tweezer bottom. Okay, price came down here, stopped perfectly. We got these tweezers, and then let's see what the market is going to do. See what kind of retracement we're going to get. So if we drop to the 4 hour, let's look at our 4 hour structure. Okay, so if we're looking at our 4 hour structure, let me go ahead and put our dots on there. That way we can be mindful of what's going on here, 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 and here. I like to plot on my last 4 structural points. Okay, so from a 4 hour perspective, one of the things that we can see is that price came down, planted in this area here, and then we starting to get some pushback here, and we can see that price has tapped into our golden zone right up in here. Okay, and so being that it's tapped into our golden zone, I mean, we could see a continuation. You know, one of the things I would like to see if price can actually push up a little bit further, maybe tap into this H4 supply or even this one before it kind of continues a descent. But however, being mindful of the news this week, you know, we might see price possibly, you know, give us a break of structure to the upside. We don't know. We just want to be mindful and see what price is going to do. Okay, so let's drop to the 15 minute and actually look at structure here. Okay, so looking at the week's closure, one of the things that we can see on the 15 minute is we had a 15 minute break of structure. Okay, because we had price come up higher high, higher low. It broke this area here, so we got another higher high because we got a body closure above this area, and then we also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles with a pullback that actually pulled outside the range of this candle here. Okay, so that's our pullback there, and then we impulse to a high here. Got a break of structure right up in this area, gave us a retest, and then price came down and took out this low here. Okay, so currently right now on the 15 minute, price is going crazy right now. Let me take this thing off right here. All right, so currently right now we're bearish on the 15 minute. Okay, and so we can actually notate that from our 15 minute structure here. This is our week 15 minute week low, and we have a high right in this area right here. Okay, so we want to be mindful of that. Okay, but price could come and, you know, we can have some liquidity actually tap into this area here. Possibly continue to the downside, continuing with our 4 hour structure. But one of the things we want to do, like I said, we want to be mindful of what's going on, and we want to be patient. We don't want to rush into the market this week, being that we have news that's popping off as early as tomorrow. Okay, let me mark up this area here. This is a 15-minute supply, okay? So right now on EU, this is the structure that I see currently right now. And one of the things I'm gonna probably do is probably add an alert here, because I would like to see price kind of continue in its structure, or if it breaks to the upside as well. Pull back candle formation. SP, hey, what's going on? Let's see, which one am I looking at right now? Okay, this one here. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna be patient on this one, and I'm not gonna set any alerts just yet. I'm gonna wait until, I'm gonna probably wait until tonight to actually set some alerts for this one. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm seeing an error on my stream. Let me make sure that we're good. Hey, are you guys good as far as the stream? Okay, I think we're good. If y'all experience any issues or anything like that, please put it in the chat and let me know. Okay. But other than that, let's go ahead and move on to USD CAD. All right, you guys, so moving on to USD CAD, all right? So with USD CAD, from a monthly perspective, let's see what we're looking at, all right? So from a monthly perspective, we're bearish. And I say that because, hold on, wait a minute, let me make sure. Let me take a bigger look at this. Okay. Well, from a monthly perspective, I don't really need to look that far back. I'm looking back years and years and all of that kind of thing. But let's look at the monthly candle and see exactly what's going on. So we can see we got a bullish engulfing in this area here, and price looked like they was going to continue. So we possibly can get price to possibly tap down into this to give us a continuation. Okay, let's look at the weekly. So from a weekly perspective, price came up. It didn't quite tap into this imbalance or this supply up in this area, but let's drop to our daily and see what we're looking at. So from a daily perspective, we had a break of structure. Okay, price came up, higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure. We're getting a retest right now, so I want to see price tap into this demand zone, this supply zone here, and possibly give us a continuation to the downside, possibly tap into this unmitigated demand zone here. Okay, so from this perspective, I'm going to go ahead and put an alert close to this daily supply, because right now on USD CAD, that's pretty much what I want to see. USD CAD approaching POI. I'm gonna make sure that this is in our alert, that way we all are getting these alerts. All right, there we go. So when price tap up in this area here, we'll get alerted in our Discord channel. That way we can see exactly what's going on. All right. Let's drop to the 4 hour. So yeah, right now, market structure is pretty much showing pretty much the same thing on the 4 hour as it is on the daily. We got a break of structure here, and price is starting to pull back. So I would like to see price come up in this area here, tap into this, and then kind of drop to the 15-minute to kind of look and see what structure is going to give us. All right, so let's go over to AU. Let's look at our monthly. All right, so with AU, we can see that we had a bearish engulfing, price had a continuation, and we might get price to tap back into this monthly supply in this area here. Okay, if we drop down to the weekly, Okay, one of the things that we can see on the weekly, we tapped into a weekly demand level down in this area here. Okay, so that's what price stopped at. We can see that we have multiple touches in this area. And so let's drop to our daily and see what price is looking like. Okay. So we're bearish on the daily. All right. We got lower low, lower high, and we're down in this area here, lower low. So one of the things that we might see is for price to come up, tap into this supply here, and then possibly give us a continuation to the downside. All right, so let's look at our 4-hour structure. All right, you guys, so if we're looking at our 4-hour structure, we can see that we're bearish on the 4-hour as well. Okay, lower low, lower high, lower low in this area here. Okay, here price was kind of consolidating, kind of playing within this structure, but we can see that we broke through. We got lower low here, price tapped into this H4 and it started to melt down from that perspective there. All right, so let's look at this area here and see exactly what's going on, because we can see price came up, tapped into this supply here, and it gave us a nice reaction. And now it's giving us another H4 supply here. Okay, so let's drop to the 15-minute and see what we have. So on a 15-minute time frame, we got price came up, gave us an impulse, and then it just melted away in this area here. However, I don't like this here as far as looking at structure. So for me, it's still kind of bullish. For me, I'm looking at structure from this perspective. Uh-oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Structure here, here, and then here. Okay. So for me, I'm looking at this as my 15-minute structure here. I'm choppy. All right, let me hold on 1 second, you guys. Let me see if I can fix it. All right, what about now, you guys? Is that a little bit better? Let me know if that's better. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving. All right. So currently right now on AU, that's what we're looking at. All right, so currently right now on AU, that's what we're looking at. All right. All right, you guys, let's move on to GU. Okay, appreciate it, Ish. Thank you, man. All right, so now looking at GU from a monthly perspective, one of the things, and I like the way this pair is actually setting up. So check this out, you guys. On GU, price came down, it broke this continuation, bullish, bearish, bullish. And now it's actually resting in this bullish, bearish, bullish here, this monthly bullish, bearish, bullish. And for those who are new and don't know what this is pretty much a continuation pattern. Okay. Change the color of this. So this is a continuation pattern that lets us know that if price reacts off of this and gives us a rejection, then price is going to continue in its intended direction. Okay. However, one of the things that could happen is price can come through and blast through this area. We just need to be patient and see what it's going to do. If we go to GU and we see exactly what's going on a daily, one of the things that we can see is we had a break of structure on the daily. Okay. And then price just decided to melt away, and it gave us a reaction initially here. And I'm gonna make this bigger so you guys can see it. So when it gave us our break of structure, it didn't necessarily give us the pullback that we wanted. It broke here, gave us a candle closure below, came here, and then it melted away. Okay. And then from there, we never really got any clean structure as far as the daily. So let's drop to the 4 hour to kind of see exactly what we're looking at. And as you guys can see on the 4 hour as well, the structure, the leg structure on the 4 hour is really, really big. So we have a lot of room for price to actually come back into this area. But the most prominent and evident area that we're looking at for a point of interest is this H4 supply in this area right here. Okay. So I'm going to set an alert right before this area here. GU approaching POI. Okay. And then also let's look at our fibs to see where price is currently within the market. Okay. So if we take our fibs, so right in this area as well, it correlates perfectly with our golden zone. All right, so we want to see price come up in this area, give us a reaction, and then drop to the 15-minute to see if it's going to actually, continue in its structure, or if it's going to go higher, blast through this, and possibly give us a break of structure. One of the things we need to be of note, though, being that we got this this huge daily area here, and we've landed in a monthly bullish, bearish, bullish. We need to be mindful of that because price can definitely give us a continuation. But looking over here to the left, we do have an imbalance all the way down here from a daily perspective. So we need to be mindful of that as well. Okay. So the 15-minute is going to give us our price action, what we're looking for. And so we usually look at the 15-minute to pretty much form our bias. Okay. But the higher structure is definitely king. So we need to make sure that we're in line with that. Okay. So we'll be patient, wait for price to tap into our golden zone, and then we'll see exactly what price is going to do. All right. Now let's go over to the golden girl and see what she's doing. All right. So if we look at gold, one of the things on gold that we can see, which is almost identical to GU, price is tapping into this monthly bullish, bearish, bullish. We're getting a reaction right up in this area. Okay. If we come to the weekly, we can see we have a weekly demand here, which correlates with this as well. Now let's go to the daily. And I don't know if you guys recall, but probably about a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I can't remember, we drew a fib on this particular on gold. Okay. And I'll show you what we drew our fib from. When price came down, gave us a reaction here, our fib actually completed on gold. So this is A, this is B, this is C. Price came down. And I said a few weeks ago, I said, this is a daily target here that I believe gold is going to hit. Okay. When price came up here and gave us a reaction in our golden zone, I said price was going to come down here because this will be a completion of our fibs. And we can see that price has came down, is actually surpassed this area here. Now, possibly, since it's already broke the negative 27 on our fibs, it could possibly come down to our negative 61.8. We don't know. Okay, we have a lot of news, and correlating with our 61.8 is an imbalance all the way down in this area on gold. Okay, so we want to make sure we look at all confluences when we're dealing with this. And also, being that gold is this low right now, please don't get FOMO and try to hop in when the market starts to say, you know what, I'm just going to see if I can catch it on the retracement, catch it at the lowest area, because price probably is not done with this move. And also, if you try to hop in and say, I'll just ride it down to this area here, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen with gold when the market opens. So either way, you can get blasted. So one of the things we want to do, we want to wait for our confirmations on the 15-minute time frame before we hop in anything. Okay. So drop into the 4-hour. Let's look at our 4-hour structure. Okay. Let me remove this fib because there's too many lines going on for me. All right. So right now on the 4-hour, our 4-hour strong structure is all the way in this area up here. Okay. 1 second. Let's make sure. Right, structure. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. And I say that because price came down, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price came up here, gave us a higher high, higher low, came up here, broke structure, and then gave us a pullback and just melted away. All right. And this structure here was really, really small, but it happened. The structure happened because if we look at it, we got a high here, then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles that broke away. Gave us an impulse to a high and then broke structure right in this area here. Okay, so we got to make sure that we're looking at our structure correctly. So right now, we have price that melted all the way down in this area here. And I know some of you are probably saying, well, why am I not looking at this for the lower high? The reason why I'm not looking at this is because this candle here pretty much engulfs this entire area here. If we look at it here and also here. Okay, so price came down, but it all stayed within this structure right here. Okay, so we need to be mindful of that. And when these candles here pull back, they never really broke out of this area here. So this was a complex pullback and then price broke through. Now, since we have this break here, if price come up and give us another break, then of course I'll look at this here to be my high. But right now, that structure pretty much on a lower time frame. Okay. However, this still is a supply zone that's prevalent for us right now to look at. All right, so, and being that we have this huge imbalance here, price can tap into this and continue to the downside. So we just want to be mindful of what price is going to do. All right, let's look at our 15-minute structure. So right now we have pretty good 15-minute structure. Okay, we got price that came down, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so right now we can mark this area up here as our strong area for our 15-minute. So if price breaks this area here, we know we got our 15-minute break of structure, and we can look at price to see exactly, wait for that retest, and we can possibly ride it up to the upside. So we'll say a gold 15-minute BOS. Let's make sure everyone gets this in the chat. Hey, you guys, also, if you have any pairs that you'd like to see marked up, please put them in the chat and I'll be happy to get to them. All right, so that's what we're looking at on our 15-minute gold structure. Additionally, you guys, let me know if there's anything you want me to re-go over or anything like that. Any kind of pairs that you want to see, anything you want to talk about, because we actually went through our pairs pretty quick today, because a lot of the structure looks the same. Right now, we're waiting for a lot of retracement. So let me know if there's anything that you guys want to talk about or see marked up. But on gold, that's what we're looking at. All right, let's go ahead and look at our last one, NZD Chef. So if we're looking at NZD Chef, we can see that we got a bullish engulfing that kind of engulfed our last month's candle. And if we drop down, let's look at our weekly first. Look like our weekly time frame is tapping into a bearish, bullish, bearish. And actually we're getting a reaction in this daily supply up in this area right here. Okay, we can see we got a nice rejection from that. All right, if we drop to the 4 hour, we can see the 4 hour pretty much don't have a lot of clean structure. It's just pretty much just running array racing to actually get to this daily level here. I did do the DXY, but I can go back over it though. I'll go back over it. SP, I'll go back over it. Looking at the 15-minute on NZD Chef, we can see the structure that we have currently right now. It's bullish, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So I want to see if we can get a break of structure here. One of the correlations that that we have with NZD Chef, because we trade gold as well, they move opposite. So a lot of times if you're in a buy on NZD Chef, no, let's just say if you're in a buy on gold, you shouldn't really be in a buy on NZD Chef because they correlate opposite. And I'll show you guys. Let's go to the let's compare each one of them. So let's look at gold. Okay, so as we can see, you know, NZD Chef is going up and gold we can see is going down. So they pretty much move opposite from each other. So that's just one thing to be mindful of if you guys do trade NZD Chef. Okay, another thing as well, let's look at AUD/USD. Let's look at AU for a second. If we're looking at AU, one of the things as well, gold and AU a lot of times move opposite from each other as well. Okay, so that's something to be mindful of too. So this is AU and this is gold, even though they both are against the US dollar, because Australia is a huge importer of gold. You know, they have a lot of reactions to each other. So a lot of times when AU is bullish, gold might be bearish. You know what I'm saying? And so they can go in parallel with each other sometimes, but most times they move opposite. Because if we look at this right here, they both were bearish in this area here. AU decided to give us an impulse here. Gold decided to melt. Okay, so we just got to be mindful of that. You know, we can see they do move in sync a lot of times, but they do have those anomalies where they will move opposite of each other. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the DXY. And then another thing, you know what? I'm gonna look at US 30 too. I'm gonna look at US 30. All right, so looking at the DXY, let's look at it on the 4 hour. Okay, So right now, you know what? Let's go to the daily for a second. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong pair. DXY right here. All right, so the DXY is bullish right now because on the daily, we can see we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we broke structure in this area here on our DXY. One second, you guys. Okay, so we can see that we broke structure here on our DXY, daily POS. And so right now, the DXY is right around $1.06. And it's creeping up, like we were saying earlier, the DXY is actually creeping up on the supply here. Okay, so one of the things that we possibly will see on the DXY is for price to possibly give us a retracement, you know, somewhere down in this area and then continue higher. Okay. And so during this retracement here, this is where we're going to see those correlations with other pairs as well. We're going to start seeing correlations on gold, AU, EU, GU, USD, CAD. We're going to start seeing those retracements because being that this is NFP week, we're going to have a lot of volatility. Prices, they just melted away last week. And so we're due for those retracements. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at US 30. Okay. Now, from a daily perspective on US 30, make this a little bigger so we can see it. So one of the things that we can see is that price is bullish and we just got a break of structure on US 30 recently. Okay. We can see higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure in this area right here. And we can see that we got, you know, some candle body closures in this area here. We got a bearish engulfing in this area here. So one of the things that we might see is price possibly tap into this area, or from the open, it might drop a little further before it taps into it. Okay. Looking at these areas down here, we have imbalances and we also have a demand level that haven't been tested yet. From the daily. Okay. We also have this imbalance right here. So for those that are trading US 30, just be mindful of that. If we drop to the 4 hour, let's see what we got. Yeah, this structure here looks weak. It looks weird. So for me, yeah, the structure just looks weird in these areas. So one of the things I would like to see, price kind of come a little lower and kind of take out this low here. That way we can have a confirmed high in this area here. Yeah, if we can get price to drop down a little lower and then come back up, that would be ideal. Because right now on a 4 hour, I see this supply that hasn't been mitigated. But also if we drop to the 15 minute, let's look at the structure there. Okay, we had a 15 minute break of structure in this area here. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure. Look like some news event caused price to come back and tap into this area here, and then it kind of melted away. All right, but we still don't really have any clean structure on the 15 minute. And I say that because as price come down in this area, we got this one candle here that's kind of, you know, engulfing all of this. So price came down, came up, and then gave us another drop here. So what we can say, because price kind of gave us that little dip there, we can kind of look at this area right here on the 15 as our 15 minute break of structure. Okay. This price gave us this little dip situation. And then from there, price came up, gave us a retest, tapping into this demand level here. Let's drop to the 5 minute to kind of see. Yeah, we had a bullish, bearish, bullish in this area here. Five-minute demand. And one of the things that we can see is we got multiple reactions in this area, and then price decided to kind of race away. So understanding and knowing that, you know, a couple things that US 30 can possibly do. Let me drop to the 1 minute for a second. I don't know, price might come back down and tap into this demand level here, and then possibly continue to the upside, because we did get that break of structure here. So one of the things that we can possibly see on US 30 is price come up, tap into this area. But look at this, right in this area, we got this supply zone that hasn't been mitigated, that's just sitting up here right before our 4 hour. So this is definitely something price will probably race to kind of tap into. This is a 1 minute too. 1 minute supply. So that's pretty much what I see on US 30. Like I said, patience is a virtue, you guys. We definitely want to be patient in the market, being that we have a lot of volatility. So we want to make sure that we, you know, we're waiting for our confirmations. Those confirmations are going to be critical this week, going into the market. We don't want to, you know, let our psychology, you know, get the best of us, and we're not looking or following our trading plans. We're not looking for confirmations, and we're hopping in and getting reactions from FOMO. We definitely don't want to do that. We don't want to run into that cycle where we get blasted and then we start revenge trading and all of this kind of thing. So we definitely want to be patient and just make sure that whatever we see and things like that, and when we get those confirmations, we can react to confirmations according to our trading. All right. Hey, let me know if there's any other questions that you guys have. Are there any other pairs that you guys would like to see marked up? Please let me know, and I can definitely mark them up and get to them. And if you guys don't have any other pairs, man, you know what? As always, I always appreciate you guys rocking with me. It's greatly appreciated. Oil? Okay, cool. I get it. Let's get it. Let's do US oil. US oil, let's get it. All right, let's do oil. Let's do oil, y'all. So let's mark this one up. So check it out. So, also SP, I'm gonna get to yours too. I say you see patience is one of your biggest problems, and we're gonna talk about that as well. So let's look at oil. So oil from a daily perspective is bullish. You know what? First, let's look at the monthly on oil. Wow, I've marked this up in a long time. Okay. Let's see. So we can see that the monthly came down, tapped into this area here, which was a level of support down in this area, because we can see we got a lot of reactions, and then price decided to race away. Okay. so let's look at our daily on oil. Okay. So on oil, we got a break of structure. And it looks like we already got our retest as well, because we can see on a daily perspective, we got lower low. Lower high, lower low. But we got a break of structure. Our break of structure was right here when we got this gap. Yep, that was our break of structure right here. All right, that's our daily BOS. Price came all the way down, took out liquidity, and then we got these reactions, and that's when price decided to race away. Okay? Give us a nice little retest here, and then it started to race away. So right now, as far as our daily structure, so on oil, this is our daily structure. Those two right there. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the 4 hour. All right, so if we're looking at the 4 hour on this particular pair, we're gonna start from the right side. So we got a high here. Let's see. Low. Okay. A low here. Got a high here. And then we got another low in this area down in here. Okay. So that's our 4 hour structure right there. So let's go ahead and draw up our 4 hour high and low from the last leg that we're in. This is weak and this is strong here. All right, so on US oil, this is our 4 hour structure that we're looking at. All right, so let's drop to the 15 minute and see what we're looking at. Okay, so on a 15 minute, it's extremely choppy in this area. Let me see something. Okay, so this was our break of structure on the 15, right in this area here. Price dropped down, it broke through, gave us a small little retest here, and then it continued with this bearish structure. Okay, so on a 15 minute, this is what we're looking at. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And I think this area here breaks through. Let's see. Nope, not necessarily. So this is our 15 minute structure here. Okay, so this is our 15 minute structure right here, you guys. Yeah, this would have been nice if this was it. Like if we got a body closure below this area here, that would have been like prime real estate, and we could have used this area here for our 15 minute low, and it could have been a lot closer. But right now, you know, we go with what the market gives us. So this is our 15 minute structure here. Uh-oh. So let me back out this thing for a second one more time. So on a 4 hour, we're pretty much giving us a retracement on the 4 hour. So let's utilize our fibs and see where we are within our fibs. All right. So right now, price is definitely in our golden zone, our H4 golden zone. So we want to be mindful where we are. So being that it's in that golden zone, we want to kind of stay away from the market until we get that break of structure on the 15 minute. Right now, price is tapping into a bullish, bearish, bullish right here on the 4-hour time frame. Okay. Price tapped into this area, so we want to be mindful of where we are. So I would like to see price drop a little bit more. If it can drop a little bit more, that'll be ideal. Like I said, then this swing high here can move down to this area here. But let's see how it reacts to this. But like I said, it's tapping into this bullish, bearish, bullish. But we also have another demand zone down in this area here that price can go a little deeper and tap into. But we just want to be mindful. You know what I'm saying? So right now, man, this would have been perfect if it would have body closure up in this area. But we might get it though. We might get it. So I'm gonna actually put an alert right here just to see if price will break this. And I'll call this a short-term low. Okay. So if price break this area, I want to see a body closure though. Because if we get that body closure, well, no, not just this area here. Price, I want to see price break this area here. That's what I want to see. So you know what? I'm gonna remove that because that don't even make sense. So this area right here, let's say US oil breaks 15-minute week low. All right. And this is gonna go to our Discord chat. Okay. So that's one of the things I would like to see. If price can break this area here, then we can move our structure. We can move our structure down. You know what I'm saying? We can move it down to this area here, and that'll be ideal for us. Okay. But right now, that's what I see on oil. Oil is bullish right now, and oil is tapping into our H4 golden zone. So our thing is, I want to see it, like I said, I want to see it go lower. That way our 15-minute structure can be a little bit lower and kind of closer to each other in case we get that break of structure. Because one of the things that we don't want price to come all the way up here, break structure, and it's dang near already at the high. Because if it's like this, price can just possibly do something like this and just continue. All right, we want to kind of get our moves kind of sort of in discount pricing. So if we can get, you know, something where the move can come down here like this, break of structure up like this and retest, that would be ideal because we can catch it right here. And then depending on your psychology, entry here or whatever the case may be, ride it up to here, 1 to 11, 1 to 10, whatever the case may be. All right. That's if your psychology can handle that. You know, a lot of times for me, I like to target the 15-minute swing lows and swing highs and things like that. But being that price is bullish, you know, that's one of the things or opportunities on oil that we can possibly see. Okay. Hey Ish, man, I hope that helps. Also, SP, as far as patience and things like that, one of the things that kind of helped me was that when I kind of learned the phases. And what I mean by phases is we have a video, I don't know if you've watched it, it's called the Forex cheat code, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I'll kind of tell you why I feel like that particular video or that particular strategy kind of helped me. This one right here, unlocking the Forex cheat code, this one helped me because it gave me a perspective or an idea as to when to be in the market and when not to be in the market. So a lot of times when we trade, you know, that FOMO, it can get over us and we like, man, I need to hop into it. But if you have that systematic type situation, and psychology is probably the biggest thing that we all have to kind of overcome. But if you just have that system where you say, I will not get in the market unless I see these confirmations. I just will not enter, because a lot of times, me, when I first started, FOMO was one of my biggest things, and patience. Like, I would see something and I'm like, man, I know the market is about to do this, but the market is not even really finished at doing what it's supposed to do. And then I end up getting blasted. So wait for those confirmations. And I know a lot of times, like last week, I had to sit on my hands because I didn't have any confirmations that I saw that was viable that I even wanted to trade. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see any of those. So being that I didn't have those confirmations, I didn't want to force anything. So the way I pretty much go through it is I'll look at the market. Of course, I got my higher time frames marked up, all of that kind of thing. Price never really came back to hit none of my supply zones that I was looking for. It never gave those breaker structures that I was looking for. And price just constantly just melted down to the downside. And because it did that, you know, it got me. Sorry about that, you guys. Because it did that, it got me in a mode to where I was like, it's not giving me anything. I'm not gonna impulsively just hop in there and just give money to the market. Because if you do that, then that means that you're, I'm gonna go ahead and go to full screen. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not gonna necessarily just do that, because if you do that, you're pretty much just giving money to the market, and you don't necessarily want to do that. Almost like you just giving the market some allowance, so to speak. So you don't want to put yourself in that predicament, because if you do that, a lot of times it's gonna start messing with you psychologically. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you hop in the market and you lose that particular trade. Now you're going to start talking to yourself like, man, why did I even do that, man? I knew I shouldn't have did that. Now that's going to start opening up the door for you to start revenge trading. And that's something that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because revenge trading, that can put you in a cycle where you'll just keep on falling in deeper and deeper in the hole. For real, because I've been through it. I'm pretty sure a lot of us are already been through, revenge trading. You take a trade, but then you try to, once you've lost that trade, you're like, man, let me try to recoup this back. But then you take a bigger trade, you know what I'm saying, a bigger lot size, but you're trying to catch just a small move, because you figure, like, if I take a bigger lot size and it gives me a smaller move, I can catch that back, close it out. But then you take that trade with that big lot size and it goes against you. You're constantly going in the negative. And let's just say you were trying to make 200, but now you're in a negative 300. Now you're in a negative 5, 6, 7, and you close it out. Now you're really upset, and you just in a whole nother world now. You like, dude, I don't even know how that even happened. I have no idea how that happened. But then from there, you end up taking another one. End up blowing your account. So one of the things that you want to always do is you just want to be mindful of your trading plan, your strategy, know when to be in the market, when not to be in the market, and just kind of sit on your hands. If you don't have, if your strategy confirmations don't play out, don't take any trades. All right, don't take any trades. And just sit on your hands and just wait to trade another day, because there'll always be another trade for you. All right. So, hey, you guys, I want to thank you guys for rocking with me, and I'm gonna holler at y'all on the next video. All right. Y'all have a good one.